Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing with a new toy that I've been so excited to get my hands on, and that is the P.Louise Palette. So for those of you who don't know, P.Louise is a makeup artist from the UK. She's got a training academy. She is one of the kind of forerunners in this whole Insta-glam makeup trend that has taken over the world recently. She has just brought out her own palette, which yeah, take all this in because it's banging. She's brought out her own palette. She's brought out an eye base as well, which is called Rumour. So I thought today is the day that I need to film a video using these because I've had them sitting for a good few weeks now. And yeah, before we go any further, if you have not hit that subscribe button, then please hit it now. So yeah, make sure you've got me on Insta, make sure you are subscribing. Are we doing this Vero? Are we doing it? I'm on that as well, so you can find me on that too. But anyway, if you want to see how this look came together, then just keep on watching. So as you guys know, the first thing I like to do is start carving out my brows after I've filled them in. So for that I'm using the P.Louise base in Rumour. I find this base super pigmented and it does really camouflage the full eyelid, so it's great if you've got any little stray brow hairs that maybe aren't just fitting into what you've got planned. This will help disguise that. And then I'm just going to keep building up that colour on the lid. And what I really liked about this base is I know that beforehand P.Louise would use the MAC Select Cover Up Concealer for an eye base. But for me, I found that was not opaque enough and I had to use a lot of product and spend a lot of time building it up. Hence the famous pat 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 pat. But with this, that really eliminates that. So far it's a winner from me. And then I just like to pat that into place using my ring finger just to make sure that it's really well set, and any kind of skipping or any sort of skipping or fine lines is eliminated. I'm sure you guys can see that that is giving me that proper like blank canvas, so my eyeshadow is going to be popping. So now we've got that base laid down and I'm sure you'll agree it looks cool. I really like this for priming the lid. I think it really blanks out the eyelid and makes the shadow look really super fresh and popping. I also have been really liking this for carving out the brows. I think it really does accentuate the brow bone and it just smooths everything over and gives you a really sharp blend. Apologies, my brows look huge today. I really don't know what happened when I was putting them on, but we'll go with it. So now we're going to go in with the P.Louise palette. You guys have no idea how excited I am that I finally got this palette in my life. I have had it sitting for a week or two without it being touched because I wanted to make sure the first time I used it, it was on video so that you guys could see my full first impressions and first thoughts. So as you guys can see, the palette, there's a really nice kind of variety of like warm tones, reds and oranges, and really kind of warm, more matte colours, which is right up my street. It is my kind of go-to colour scheme. There's a couple of nice kind of shimmery highlight colours here and a really nice white, which I'm really excited to try. But this palette, like, everyone was coming for it saying, oh, it's £40, it's so expensive for our first palette. This is an indie brand. P.Louise is doing it herself. Like, cut the bit a break. So I'm starting off with that colour print and I'm just sliding that along the brow bone. I'm guessing she's put this in here as a kind of equivalent to the MAC Nylon eyeshadow, which I know is a really iconic P.Louise product. Yeah, so I'm just stamping the colour Burnt Down on my lid using a Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer. What you're doing is kind of stamping the colour down where you want it to get the most impact, and then you're going to buff out the edges. The pigment in this palette is really good. I don't know if it's because of the eye base or the palette itself, but yeah, I really like the colour and I think it was really easy to get a really strong payoff of colour, so points to P.Louise. And then I'm just taking the shade Sunkissed on my Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush and I'm just really buffing out those edges to really diffuse them. I'm using really light hand and really small circular motions just to make sure that there's no harsh lines and the blend is as soft as what I want it to be. So I'm just taking the shade Martini and I'm just using that to add a little bit of depth into the crease. So I'm now just darkening up the crease with the shade Bestie. Don't worry if you lose your blend because we will go back over the edges and really make sure that every colour is reinforced. Then just go back in to re-intensify your blend with a mixture of the shade Martini and Burnt. Now the crease is looking really smoky. I am super impressed with how this palette's performing so far. The shadows blend together really nice and the colour payoff is amazing as well. Like, this palette so far has exceeded my expectations so much. And then what we're going to do next in true P.Louise fashion is do a little bit of a spotlight cut crease. So for a really sharp cut crease, there is a brush that I have become obsessed with that I'm using just now, and that is the Urban Decay angled lip brush. This, for getting that precision in the crease, is so good. I'm just making sure that base is really nice and opaque. I'm keeping most of the product focused towards the lash line, and then with what's left I will be carving out the crease a little bit more. And if, like me, you're on that hooded eye life, this is when you have to literally sit on this until the base sets, otherwise you'll get transfer and all your hard work will be for nothing. So I'm just setting the tip of the spotlight with the white eyeshadow from the palette now, just to set the base so that my hooded eyes don't ruin any future work. And then using a flat eyeshadow brush, I'm just taking that highlight shade Prin and I'm just running it all down the lid. Next I'm just going with another new favourite brush of mine, which is the MAC 221S. And we are just going to be repeating all the colours on the crease, just to give the spotlight a really nice 3D effect. And you're almost wanting to use the side of your brush for this, as it will really help give everything that really nice gradient. Even just taking that orange already is really giving it that really nice 3D look. Just repeat all your crease colours again, using the side of your brush to kind of ombre them onto the lid. And if you want something really easy to cut your crease with, get yourself to Urban Decay for a little angled lip brush, as this just cut my crease cut in time in half. That was a tongue twister. What I'm going to do though is pop on a little bit of my trusty black MIX liquid liner, like so. And then we're going to make a start on the base and finish the eyes later on. Just prepping my skin with my Urban Decay B6 spray as usual. I cannot live without this stuff. And then I'm just putting some more of that Urban Decay DropShot, which I used in my last video. And like I said, this stuff has honestly become one of my favourite things for makeup application. My skin is just left feeling so flawless. I do actually really like mixing in with foundation as well, so I've been doing that as well. I really like it both ways, and I have tried doing the whole kind of Instagram drop thing on top of my foundation, but I can't quite figure out how to get that to sit without ruining my eyebrows and my eye makeup. But as soon as I do, best believe that will be coming to a tutorial near you. For foundation today, I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick, which I believe is a new stick foundation from L'Oreal. I've been really liking this so far. And of course just blending that out into the skin. And I have been really liking this stick foundation. I think it's got really good coverage. It's really smooth, it's really creamy, and it goes on your skin like butter. Yeah, I just think that's really, really nice. Yeah, I like that one. I like it a lot. For concealer, I'm going in with the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C2. This concealer has become a firm favourite of mine in the last few months. The only downside I find to this concealer is, well, one, it's never in stock anywhere, so you can never actually pick up your shades, but two, I do feel like I run out of the product super quickly. That just could be because I am excessive and use far too much. So now that the concealer has really brightened up and lifted my cheekbones, I am going to intensify that highlight. Going in with the Urban Decay Liquid Aura, which is actually again another one of the Urban Decay foundation mix-in mediums. I really like the glow this gives my skin, but I just really couldn't figure out how to mix it into a stick foundation, so I just thought we'd press it over the top and anywhere we want to highlight. And it isn't like a blinding, like, pop and highlight right away, but see, when you do this as a base, the rest of your highlighters just go on so much more intense. And what more could you want than a super pop and highlight? Well, if you don't, then you're at the wrong place, so you should probably just... But I'm of course just quickly going in with the most pivotal step in my makeup routine, which is of course the nose contour. I know that I contour my nose a little bit on the extreme side, but it's just what I like, and it's not doing anyone any harm, and if you don't like it then sorry about it. So I really live for that super snatched nose look. Once we've got that fake brown line, I'm going to go in and set that with powder. So I'm now just setting my under eyes and my nose using a translucent powder. The powder that I'm using today is the Dermablend powder by Vichy, and I am just making sure that everything is going to be budge proof. Okay, so while we let that cake and bake sit for a little second, I'm going to just work on the lower lash line of the eyes. So all you're doing at this point is just really building up those same colours you used on the top, just mirroring them on the lower lash line and getting a really super gradient smoky effect. And I'm actually super obsessed with this shade Bestie. It is so pigmented. And I know this looks crazy just now, but once we clean away our bake, it's going to look super popping, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. And then I'm just using a clean crease brush, just to make sure everything is super smoked out. And once you've done that, it's super safe to clean away that under eye bake. I am going to let the nose marinate for a little bit longer. While it does, I'm going to pop in some black pencil in my waterline, Urban Decay Perversion as always. I'm going to pop on some mascara and I'm going to pop on some lashes. So I'm just going to pop on some black pencil in my waterline, which is of course Urban Decay Perversion, some mascara and some lashes. The lashes I'm going to use today are the beautiful Doll Beauty lashes in Chloe Elizabeth, which are one of my favourite types of lashes. Nice and fluffy, nice and spiky. Okay, lashes are on, the eyes are finished. Now it's time to take away the nose bake. And I know people like to come for like an overly fake and overly like snatched nose. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but it is for me and I really like it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, I have something else new to play with today, and that is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Chisel Palette. I got this for Christmas, but customs and things getting lost in shipping meant I didn't actually get it until the end of January, and then I've just been so busy that I've not had time to film a lot of stuff until recently. But of course, now with the big comeback, it's time for you all to see this palette in the flesh. Obviously the packaging for this is gorgeous, it's super shiny, it's super heavy, it feels super luxurious. Oh, it smells so nice! Oh my god, that smells amazing. But inside you've got some contour shades, you've got some highlight shades, which I think look a little bit on the matte side. So maybe more like matte setting powders. But yeah, I've been waiting for this for so long and I really want to try it out, so let's just dive in and get bronzing. So I'm just starting off taking the shade Angle on my Morphe R7 powder brush. First impression, this is really, really pigmented, it smells really nice. It's really creamy and really smooth. It's actually just gliding onto the cheeks really nicely. Then just taking my Morphe R13 into the shade Crown, which I'm going to just use just to contour a little bit more. I really can't tell if that bronzer's got a shimmer through it or not. It does seem to have a little bit of a shimmer. And that has remembered that when I wear that L'Oreal foundation, it does kind of, I think you have to set the whole thing in a powder or it will kind of grip to any other powder, but it's cool, we can make it work. So I'm just chiseling the cheeks with my Chisel Palette. See what I did there. On my Morphe R13 brush, I'm just taking a little bit of that shade Halo, just to brighten up the under eyes. Now just to warm up the cheeks a little bit, I'm taking a new blusher I got from MAC called Sunbasque, which I'm in love with. I was in London for work and one of the girls I was with bought this at the airport, and honestly, like for days after I was thinking like, oh, I wish I'd got that blusher. So I went and got it. And it's just a really nice kind of bronzy tone blusher. And if you're like me and you're not a huge blusher fan, the kind of bronzier ones are a really nice way to kind of ease into the blusher without going too far. So I'm just going back in with more of that Dermablend powder, and I am just cutting the cheekbones just to really carve out the contour. And then we'll just brush that back away just to add some sharpness back into the jaw. I do today Fix Plus, Andy. I need to get some Fix Plus. How is that not a Fix Plus? I'll have some here somewhere, surely. Surely he will, because he always does. Oh, don't fall, please don't fall. And obviously we've used quite a lot of powder on our face today, so just take away any kind of excess powdery finish, melt everything into the skin. I'm going to literally soak my face in some MAC Fix Plus just to make sure that my skin looks like skin again. And when I say soak, I mean soak. My face is soaking wet, but I like it. Of course, this is when we're extra and fan ourselves dry. I actually really want to get a fan. I just think it would be really funny. If anyone knows where I can get a fan made with words on it, I think I need one, because you know I need a fan that says I forgot I have new highlighters to play with today. So when I was in getting that L'Oreal stick foundation, it was like 3 for 2 in L'Oreal and Boots, and they had some new highlighters, so of course it would be rude not to buy them. So these are the L'Oreal Crushed Foil Metallic Highlighters. I got the 2 that they had because it only did 2. One is Rose Quartz and one is Gilded Glow. So Rose Quartz is this super blinding. I don't even know if you can see that properly on camera. And then Gilded Glow is again a super blinding, slightly more copper toned highlight, which I'm not sure is my gig, but we're going to try it today. So taking my favourite Morphe R36 highlight brush, we are going to go into the darker two of the two first, the Gilded Glow, and we are going to just do the use and see how that looks. Okay, that is blinding. That is metallic. I think, to be honest, this is probably a little bit too dark for me. Like on camera on my little screen here it looks really nice, but up close I'm thinking this looks a little bit dark. So all my hopes now rest on Rose Quartz. I pray this is a super popping highlight. Oh yeah. Yes, I like this a lot. That is a stunning highlighter. Oh! Guys, this literally looks like liquid metal on my face. This is not for the faint-hearted, this highlight. This is liquid crushed foil metal. This is like taking a foiled eyeshadow all up your cheeks. But you know, I'm here for it. I just forgot to highlight my inner eye using the shade Prin from my P.Louise palette. And I think that's the complexion done. I'm not over that highlight, I'm not over it. And of course, no look would be complete without a healthy dose of my all-nighter settings favourite, Urban Decay. So let's just do a light mist and then another light mist and then another light mist. So my makeup is not going to be going anywhere for that wild night I'm having, which will consist of taking photos of my makeup, editing this video, making dinner, taking the dog a walk, and probably watching some Drag Race because that's all I ever seem to do nowadays. So I'm just going to line my lips with the MAC lip pencil in the shade Hover. And once I'm happy with the outline of my lips, I like to just kind of fade that into the lips just to help the colour blend. And then for lips, I am going in with the LA Splash Lip Couture in the shade Innocent Vixen. This is a favourite liquid lipstick of mine. The colour is stunning and it does not budge. Okay, so there we have it guys, that is a finished look. I hope you guys liked it. I am so happy how this eye look turned out. I think the P.Louise palette was a dream to work with. I really liked the base as well. The base was really nice. It did the job. It made doing the cut crease so easy. It carved out the brows like a dream. It was definitely a winner from me. I also really liked everything that I used today. I loved that Tarte bronzing palette. I thought it was really nice. I really liked the L'Oreal highlighters as well. Yeah, overall there was nothing I didn't like, so it was a really good makeup day, which is always good. So I hope you guys liked it and I hope you guys will come back for more. If you like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up on the YouTube. You know it helps me a lot. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads from me. You can catch me on all of my other social media links, which will be somewhere in this area here. You know the drill with that. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone who's took the time to watch the video. Thank you for everyone so far who has tagged me on Instagram with recreations of my looks, who has left me such nice messages in the comments. That means so much to me. And yeah, I really hope that you guys will stick around for the next video. So like I said, subscribe. No, but seriously, will you subscribe? Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. See you later. Bye.